First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Yahweh is to this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is to this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'ashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honor to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. In today's video, I wanted to go into how this guy Trump is really speeding up the prophecies. And it seems like when you go into Isaiah chapter 19, it talks about a fierce king that is going to rule over the people. And this king, was going to be here in Babylon the Great. So let's read that in Isaiah chapter 19, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud." Salakia. This one more time, it says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." Now, this is not talking about ancient Egypt. This is talking about America, right? Because when you go into Revelation 11:8, it goes into how Babylon, right? You have to know, first thing you have to know is that Babylon is America. Once you know that, you get the connection in Revelation 11:8 that says that Babylon is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? So spiritually, this place resembles Egypt. Now, the third clue that shows you that this is a future event is it says that the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Now, when you go into Acts, the first chapter, it goes into the departure of Yahushai, right? Acts chapter 1 and verse 9, it says, "And we had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven." Right, and that's the key clue, is that Yahushai left in a cloud. So, when he comes back, what is he coming in? What is he coming in? What did the, angel say? He said that he's coming in the same way that he left, which that's the clue. In verse 1, it says, "The Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt." Right, this is talk about Yahushua coming and destroying America. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom." Right, and that's what we're starting to see right now, is American against American, neighbor against neighbor. Right, and it is Trump. Trump is the one that is ultimately, pushing this forth. And this was all, brought forth because of him sending the National Guard to Washington, D.C. to crack down on crime. Right, and I literally saw a video. It's pretty much just the National Guard, walking the streets, asking people for ID, seeing if there's people outside, drinking and smoking, and trying to keep things, in control. But ultimately, what this is going to lead to is civil unrest. It's going to lead to people rebelling against the government because they don't like to be, ultimately micromanaged. But I'm going to read a little bit of this here. It says, "President Donald Trump deployed 800 National Guard troops to the streets of Washington, D.C., a rare flex of his presidential authority over the military, while court mulls the legality of his prior order sending troops to Los Angeles." Right, and going down, it says, send troops to mobilize the crime in Washington. They will be strong, they will be tough. Right. And a lot of people are not liking this. Just if you go into the news, right there, it says, "Trump use of troops for policing hasn't been seen since America was ruled by a king." And that's, so spiritual, because when you read verse 4, jumping down, it says, "And the Egyptians, aka the Americans, will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Right? And we believe through the Spirit, the men of Great Millstone, that Donald Trump is that fierce king, that Donald Trump is that cruel Lord that is ultimately going to speed up all the prophecies. So it's spiritual that, that post right here by The Intercept says that the use of troops for policing hasn't been seen since America was ruled by a king, right? Showing you that Trump is in that king type mentality. Now, going into verse 3, it says, And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsels thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Right, and that's dealing with the fact that the spirit of Egypt, the spirit of America, is going to disintegrate. People are going to lose that patriotism, that pride in being an American. As the song went, I'm proud to be an American. Na, 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 na. Yeah, all that. They're going to lose all that. And their solution is going to be to seek to the idols, charmers, familiar spirits, and wizards, right to the left-hand side. That's how deep down, in the ditch, the mentality of the average American is going to be. Because what these people don't know is that this is just the beginning, right? This is a foreshadowing of what's going to take place. Okay, let's read that in 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Second Ezra chapter 15. And I'll start at verse 15. It says, For the sword and their destruction draweth not, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? And that's what we're starting to see right now, is sedition. People coming against the government. Right? Donald Trump has been talking about, oh no, we need to send troops over there to Oakland, California. Right? We need to send troops to another city to calm down the people, to control the people. And the people don't like that. They don't like to be, controlled. So the uprisings are going to come. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Right? They're not going to care what their governor says, what their president says, because the course of their actions is going to be in their power. Everybody's going to be able to do whatever they want to do. Okay, survival of the fittest. Literally, we're going to be living in a purge type environment, a purge type world. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? Why is that? Because of strict military lockdown. Okay, we're starting to see it right now. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, strict military lockdown. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be afraid, or the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for a great tribulation. So, hard times are coming. And when those hard times hit, these people that you call your homies or day ones, if they don't believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, they're going to flip on you. Because, their solution to everything is going to be carnal. And once the carnal runs out, that ultimately means, take it from somebody else. Right? If I can't get it from myself, I got to find somebody else that is getting it and take it from them. So, we're seeing the beginning of it. And this guy, DJ Trump, seems to be the one that is really cracking down, on these prophecies, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is moving through Donald Trump to bring the end of this kingdom. So, a little prophecy hit there. Hopefully it's edifying. With that, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to elect. Shalom.